All right, what's up, TIW Mafia? We're coming in kind of hot, but we kind of did do an intro earlier, and it wasn't a technical issue; it was a copyright issue. Thank you for noticing us, WWE. We appreciate that. Honestly, it's an honor that you know we exist. So,
Well, look at obviously they know we exist. They continue to copy our wheels.
what?
The wheel. They continue to copy this. First it was Shotzi Blackheart, then it's Johnny Gargano. I mean,
Look
we
at that!
are.
Look at
well,
how small the writing is on the wheel this week.
I know, dude. RJ, what happened is we broke copyright laws again. Josh did it. Josh was producing the show. Josh broke copyright
I
laws.
know. It's
W
Listen. We had
W.
this conversation in a text. There's no I. There's no. It's we, motherfucker. It's we. We all. Ain't placing no blame. It's all good. Listen to this. This guy right here. This guy right here got his invitation to the Thunderdome this week.
Oh, finally, really, he got in.
Bobby D is going to be in the Thunderdome.
Bobby
Got
D,
his
that's
call from
awesome, man.
Raw.
Dude, that's awesome. Uh,
Guys,
I've
I'm
done it
going
a
to
couple
show you
times.
something. Can I show them this figure?
Yeah, dude,
This
do
is
it.
the figure. This isn't the one we're giving away. We're giving
That's
away
yours.
this one, which still has the sticker on it, so it's still sealed shut. This one's for
No,
my collection. I want to display it.
wrong timber. Did not say Pornhub. That is not what we got kicked off of all our live feeds. It's
Look at
because
that. So it's the Undertaker dressed as Kane. Uh,
yes, my
forget
dog.
when it was from. It tells us on the back, but it's got two cane heads. It's got the two sets of hands. Big wing belt. How cool is that? The big wing belt is in there.
Dude, I'm super
This
jacked for
is a
whoever. I'm
this for
super
me.
jacked for whoever wins this.
For me, this is a grail.
Really?
That's a grail figure to me. That's like one I want in my collection from like on Amazon. I didn't. We didn't
I
pay
know.
this much, but on
I know.
Amazon,
I
that's
know.
$60.
Dude, I'm super excited for whoever wins. I'm super excited for the fact that I keep getting like I keep putting those little Taker tweets up there too for Christmas episodes and
There's
adding to the
almost
list.
there's almost 50 names on the wheel, which is the
That's
biggest wheel we've
awesome.
had. But guys, you think about it like this: you got a one in. It's a better than 1 in 50 chance of winning that for free.
But all you had to do is move your finger a couple times though. It's pretty cool that we
That's
can
it.
have fun like this, man. It's really cool to be able to do it. It's really cool that um Shotzi and Johnny decided to use our wheel.
That's it. Yeah, Mad Dog. We did have to restart the stream, but we're good now. Yeah, how awesome is that? And Johnny Gargano loves the wheel, hates the wheel, but keeps talking about the wheel.
It's good
Thank
content.
you.
It's gonna make very,
So
very good
hold
content.
on, hold on. So can we then flag the WWE for copyright?
That's I can well when we haven't copyrighted we can't copyright the wheel because we're using a free wheel.
What, Tommy? What's up, Tommy? What do you got for a question for us, buddy?
Any question,
I
anytime.
love that it's the same people in the chat room over and over, yet we still
Here's I put a tweet out today, and I want to kind of discuss this as we get into like the
yeah,
free
we got a
fig.
lot to
Like
go over
I
today.
want to one, what do you guys think of the overlay? Like the fig down there in the corner, that's pretty tight, right?
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that. That's pretty cool. And how we're moving because we're moving in some pretty cool directions.
That's the other one I got today. My boy right
Oh,
there.
you that is a tight figure. You know what? I freaked out today because I went over and after you said that, I'm like, I'm gonna look and see, man. So I went over to the legwork website and I like Googled Ivar's UPC code and blah blah blah. Well, I didn't have the right one, right? So I'm like, I geeked out when I saw that it was in. Plus, I geeked out to see that it was on sale for 15.97, and I'm like, wait. So I like double checked the UPC code. It was all wrong. It was all
Oh,
jacked up. It was all wrong. It wasn't even
I might
close, man.
have to that was hashtag legwork, right? That we're using.
Yes, it's a
I
great.
think
Okay,
I'm gonna get a box that fits in a box that fits and I'm gonna mail it to him. I think and see if he'll sign it for me.
B. It would be
Could
worth it,
do.
dude.
I think. I mean, I've known Ivar for a little bit. I think he'll do it. If I'm not going to ask him to pay postage or anything. I'm going to
What's up,
pay
Anthony?
all
What's up,
that.
man? That boy runs the heavy metal scene in Montana pretty much. He works hard at it. He
Nice.
does everything that he possibly can to make that thing do here, man. Um,
That's awesome.
JP, your sound is low as that's just it's the mixing part, right? I can hear you fine.
Yeah, I didn't hook my mic. I hooked the fucking cable to my mic the other day. I stepped on it and broke the tip of it, so I got to order a new one.
There you go, breaking your tip again. Breaking your
What's
tip.
up, Woody?
Look at that,
What's going on, Woody?
buddy. Okay, so here's Tommy's question. Did you see Tommy's question? Sorry, buddy. Go ahead, hit it.
Yeah, we both clicked on it. We're both.
So the WWE Thunderdome gave me a time of 10:45. They're only giving me 15 minutes on Raw Thunderdome. Why? I think what happens is you end up being part of that filler audience for those people that are dropping off because there are a lot of people dropping off of the Thunderdome. That's where you start to see now the 45-minute increments and more call times is because they have people that aren't staying for all of the show. So
Yeah,
to sum it
I
up,
think they're trying
that's
to. It's another way of cycling more people into it too.
yeah, it is. I mean, plus, I mean, here's the other thing you got to remember is I've done this probably 7 times so far. Attempted Raw 7 times, and I think SmackDown four. I got on Raw 4 out of those 7 times, and SmackDown every time. Oh, every time but one. I didn't
You
get
know
on the
what?
last time.
Let's do this. Anybody that shows at the
Probably do
Irish
hear
Whip
you.
podcast sign on the Thunderdome and gets a screen seen, you can screenshot it and send us a picture of it or whatever, but it has to be seen on screen. We'll get an extra entry onto a spin of their choice. So it doesn't have to be when we do a common figure. It could be like when we're doing a big figure like tonight, because there'll be other ones like this a little more frequently, I think, now.
If they get that on the WWE and screenshot it, I'll buy him an Elite
You want to do it like that? You want to
up to
do.
$30. Like if they get us over on WWE television because we keep getting banned, if they get us over on there,
you'll get
uh,
you'll get an
uh,
elite,
oh yeah,
and
all
as long as I still have some left at the time, a
yeah,
COVID match.
I'd be willing to. I'd be yeah. Well, it's gonna be an Elite. I pick the Elite though. I pick it because I have that option because I like to suffocate my action figures, keep them in the plastic. It's because I used to believe Indians in the cupboard. That whole book. I read that when I was a kid, so it freaked me out. I thought my
Uh,
action figures would come to life at night.
I never knew that was a book, but I really like that movie.
Of course you didn't. They don't have books in Southie. They don't educate you kids, do they? You guys just
We
go out
did.
there
We
and
had
beat the
plenty of
shit out of
bookies
each
and
other.
stuff. We had plenty of bookies in Salty. How do you think we placed our bets? Bobby D knows.
Oh shit, man. So do you want to talk about should we talk about some wrestling? I think we should talk
Yeah,
about some
man.
wrestling. I
There was
really
a
do.
ton this week.
Uh, biggest thing for me, and you guys, I kind of want to get reaction is I've heard some rumors, some people talking that they are upset that there are not more definitive storylines on NXT. Do you feel that storylines have the time to develop on NXT?
Yes, I think television wrestling, at least to some level, requires storylines.
And considering the amount of injuries that talent on the NXT roster has taken, do you believe? I don't know. Are you like me? Do you think that WWE Universe is the most fickle bunch of prick assholes
Well,
that exist in the world?
you have an easy out. All you have to do is a loser leaves town match at the end of it, and the loser has to leave NXT.
That's true.
Doesn't say they don't go up to main roster. That's not NXT. You can't do that every time, obviously, like they did every time someone jumped ship to WCW back in the day. It was always a loser leaves WWE. But
And
it's
the reason I say this because you got Johnny Gargano, dropping the belt to Little Leon there.
that was
So
how cool was that? Like
I'm just like if you're trying to be relevant, if people are saying, let me put this into context, I guess, is say you're trying to get to a level or attract viewership. Say that was the AEW match. Not saying that Gargano was on Cody Rhodes' level. I do to an extent. I really do, but I don't think he is on that same level, production, business, all that other stuff wise. I mean, I think he's a great marketer. I think he just hasn't been given the opportunity to show that to me. I think he does by the way he gears, his action figures, like he's up there. But when it comes to like somebody putting somebody else over, like Darby Allin got put way over way more than Little Leon does, right?
Yeah, and I mean, but I think Little Leon was like the Colin Delaney of the night,
Okay,
and
but
he might get
but
it
if you're
a little
but
bit
if
of
you're
a run with it, where maybe he gets lucky, or maybe Damian Priest keeps coming out like helping him keep it because Priest seemed to think it was hysterical last night.
well, I think it's competition. I think it has to be one of those titles where I think the reason people say or have those type of opinions, I think is because they lack the diversity to understand that pro wrestling is one of those things that is um, it repeats itself on a consistent basis in different evolutions and stages. So you've got to be
And
more innovative. You got to be more innovative, and I think NXT is doing that, and I think AEW is doing it.
what would have been cool last night, and it would have been more believable, and he would have got a little less of the sympathy babyface cheers if they put Briggs in that position.
Mm,
And then you bring
Josh
Briggs
Briggs.
in, first match in, wins the championship, and then runs from there for a little bit with it. Like, how over would he be?
Would you? So you're saying it would have been a little bit more believable if there would have been size involved in the psychology of the match rather than
Yeah,
just somebody
and I
that
mean
wasn't
somebody that
necessarily
carries
unknown.
Briggs carries himself like a tough guy. Leon didn't carry himself like a tough guy last night, in my opinion.
All right. Oh, here's it. How about Jeff Hardy in AEW? You buying that? Tommy Funn's asking me if you buy a Jeff Hardy in AEW. I I don't because he's getting such a good push in the WWE, and I think he is taking advantage of the wellness policy that the WWE is offering while he's doing what he's doing. And I think that's why they veered away from the storyline a lot of the way that they did. Um, that's just my opinion. I don't know how you feel about it, man, but I just think they're like Jeff Hardy's in a lot of places that he wasn't before, and he take the pay per view. If you take the the reason you have to have the matches that Matt Hardy is having is because the dude can't fucking walk. Like he can barely even maneuver, man. I don't know if you
Right.
watch that. I mean,
Well,
am I wrong in saying that? I'm not trying to be an asshole when I say this, and I'm trying not trying to come across as such, but I'm coming at this as an objective observer when I watch this when it comes to Matt Hardy because I'm I think his brain I think he's messed up in a lot of ways and I think he's doing this for a lot of the wrong reasons and I wish he wouldn't and I think Jeff's doing it the other way.
my thing with Jeff is, does I don't know what AEW's wellness policy is. If they don't have a wellness policy, that could quite possibly kill him, literally. So I hope that if he does go there and their wellness policy is what I think it is, that he's able to keep his head on straight and keep himself mentally healthy.
I think the wellness policy is what it is because I think Trips is in charge of a lot of that stuff now and I think he sees it
Yeah.
from he's that middleman. He really is for me. He's the glue, he's the meld, he's everything that keeps the WWE together for me when it comes to the talent. I really feel that way and I will always feel that way. I think Vince is the same. I just think it's on a different level because you have to have a business acumen to be able to have a conversation with Vince McMahon.
That's I can buy
Right?
that.
Okay. How about this, dude? I want to answer this question. Mad Dog, Mr. Mad Dog Kelly. Do you guys think Selena Vega will go to AEW now that WWE released her? Um, honestly, my honest opinion is I would think she would be better. Yes, I think that's ultimately where she's going to go. However, I would prefer to see her in an MLW for a while before she goes to an AEW because the AEW roster is getting heavier and heavier and heavier with names and names and names, yet no time slots or availability for those names to show what they have. So I honestly I couldn't see her in AEW. However, with the amount of signings that continue to happen and the time that is 2 hours once a week, it is not enough in my opinion. Yeah,
I don't see this one happening, Tommy.
CM Punk in AEW. No,
Tommy Tommy Flynn is like another super fan in the New England scene, by the way. He's at
cool.
every UFO show, such a good kid. Uh, always there to support the guys and buy the always shows up in like a ton of wrestling gear. It's really cool to see.
However, go back. RJ wants to go back to Impact. I don't honestly. I'm not. I don't think anybody should be in Impact right now.
It need well here's what Impact needs. A good TV deal and two or three talents, whether homegrown or not. I mean, Eddie Edwards, they could do it with if they use him right. Um, you probably won't believe I'm saying this, but if used right, he'd be a great heel on TV. Sammy Callahan. Um, they need two or three guys like that so that you can have two main events per show. And I'm not talking WrestleMania main events. I'm talking two like Monday Night Raw type of main events per week. And it needs to be on say Thursday night when there's not a whole lot of wrestling on. It can go on before the Masked Wrestler. No, before the Masked Wrestler debuts in the UK each week.
Are they making
Um,
money?
and so it's on. It'll be on uncontested, and you have a couple of great pair ups, a couple of great matches each week that make people
Do,
watch, and then you elevate the lower level guys. But it
do,
needs that.
do you know how hard that is for me? Do you know how hard that statement was for me to be able to like assemble and say in
And
a sentence? Because you know how
no,
big of a fan I am of that product of that
right,
whole like
and
when I saw Dan
it's like
Callis on AEW calling the match with uh Kenny Omega, I mean that goes back to Kenny Omega's dad. And like Don Callis is like he's the mouth that I associate. Like ECW is um why I love hardcore wrestling.
it's a
And
Mark McGuire rookie card.
Don Callis on those years when they were on TNN, that short amount of time, if anybody wants to learn how to produce a show, or if anybody wants to learn how to try to defy a network at the same time, like just like watching Don Callis's work on TNN for that amount of time was huge. So it's just, dude, I'm trying to figure out where do they fit? Where's the consistency? Where is, I mean, just the talent on there, like Alexander, Ethan Page, Perazzo, Jordan Grace.
So,
I can go on and on and on about the talent,
and
but
but
it's
here's my
just
other
so
problem with
frustrating.
some of the talent, and they're extremely talented. Jordan Grace is extremely talented.
Here
All
it
right,
comes. Here it
Ethan is
comes.
extremely talented. What's Hulk Hogan's real name?
I know. Terry Bollea.
Yeah, when did you learn that though?
When did I learn that?
Yeah,
Shit.
was he
Um,
still really active? Was he still main eventing? Was he still a top guy? Or was it during the NWO run when he wasn't? I mean, he was the leader of NWO, but wasn't the top.
the only reason I know his real name is
Well,
because
the
of
court
when
case, right?
no, when he actually decided to do Thunder Bay or whatever the fuck that was
Okay,
on
right.
TNT, because I was like,
So,
his real name's not Hulk Hogan, so what's his actor name? So that's
it,
what I mean. Just reading the credits, that's what I do. So that's where I
I
really, that's honestly that's where I figured out what is his real name. That's why I took invested the time. I didn't care. Why would I care? You
And
know,
I
it's
understand what Trisha Parker and what Julian are saying, so don't get it wrong. Like I do understand that, but like they like to compare themselves to actors and actresses rather than um sports athletes.
are you a sports
And
entertainer
that takes
or
a
are you a
little
pro
away from
wrestler?
it.
Are you a sports entertainer? Obviously, if you have a Patreon and then you have a fans only, you are an entertainer.
You have an OnlyFans, don't you?
I have a um uh
OnlyFans.com/little Josh.
no, I have a not OnlyFans where if you sign up, I will politely give you an email to tell you to fuck off every month in a polite way. Maybe that's what we should do. Sign up and I will tell you how to fuck off every month.
That's
No, I'm. I don't know, man. I wish that. Case in point, the Impact Press Pass podcast, really cool. It's a cool concept. I mean, they have tens of thousands of people that take time out of their day to watch that. Why is that not more consistent? Um, Impact Explosion, where I first was exposed to Sugar Dunkerton, right? Half hour.
really?
Oh yeah, first place I saw Sugar was on Explosion. This is before anything else. It's where I really I
Even
saw him.
what, the back in the day, the like the pay-per-views?
Yeah, I'm well. I in his yes, yeah, yeah. That's the
Was
first time.
you know what's cool about him? Remember when we had merch
Yes.
on that? It was like I forget what it was. It was like Smart Mark Shirts or something.com that was doing the shirts for us. The only other wrestle, I mean, they did their own shirts and then they did ours and his, and that was it.
God, those things. We got to get those. That new logo by JD is amazing, by the way.
Yeah, we are working on merch, guys. So
It's 20 minutes in. Um, I'm enjoying recording this podcast live, and I have a question for you. Uh, before let's show the figure again, but um, at what point
this
do
is
we
the one
talk?
I opened for my collection.
Oh, that's your personal one, right?
Look at the
God,
belt.
that's sexy. Look, this is the
How
difference between you and me. Look at what I have here. Watch this. This is the difference between you and me. And the people that are listening down can't see this, but JP is showing his fig right now. He's opening and closing it. This is my Firefly Funhouse fig, dude. That's the front of it. Like it is air tight, boy. Look at that. Look at that. Not
you
even.
won't open it either, huh?
No, no. Look at that. Not even. Not sealed. Look at that seal. Not cracked. Not anything.
Well, for the record, this one here
Well,
is still sealed. This is the one we're giving away, which is still taped up.
here's I'm trying to certify the 2020 Bray Wyatt collection, which includes his base, right? Which is this one, right? This thing's heavy, dude. I don't know if you guys buy base figures, but this figure right here, this thing is freaking heavy. So that one plus the Fiend, so they're gonna have the Fiend again as a base for whatever. If you guys are watching along, if you can't hear it, make sure JP just yawned, so that's at least a shot. Um,
That's like three tonight so far.
yeah, that's an 80 proof shot right there. That better be an 80 proof shot right there.
80 proof. Is Ruckus still there?
No, he's gone. He's gone. Uh, that's gonna be that's the new Easter egg. Until we you know what? It could be the OG. That could be the next August Gray, the Easter eggs that we plant in all our episodes. Alec Price, the OG Alec Price, could be the next August Gray, where we dump him into every episode as an Easter egg that we can revisit later, right?
Bobby Bobby talks about like our show all the. Did you see what he posted today?
No,
When Bobby D posted this today, and this like I was sitting with my mother, and I looked and I said, "Mom, you won't believe what this guy just said." He said he sits on Fridays and watches this show like he's waiting for the Super Bowl.
that's cool. I
Like,
mean, it
how
is. It's fun.
awesome is
It's like
that?
it's amazing to me. It's
Bobby, you
fun.
don't
It's
know what that
it's
meant to me today, buddy.
it's humbling because we don't get the chance to. I mean, we do say thanks a lot, and I guess that kind of leads us into the like into um we're kind of random today, and it's been a random couple
Yeah,
of
we had
weeks.
like a whole. You put together a whole outline, and
Well, and then I pissed that away when we got. I'm gonna start WWE in the flag for the old spin the wheel since they flagged us. So we had to reboot the. I
yeah,
understand. I understand it's copyright, but man, share your stuff, man. Like we're not trying to get over. I'm over enough as it is with whatever I need to. I don't want any more. I have enough followers in social media to keep us busy right now. If we got to the
yeah,
point where some of these guys get, it's a full time job, and that stuff gets crazy. You and I both know that already,
yeah. All you had to do was be a douchebag.
right? So biggest
There's
announcement
an
that
Easter egg for you. That's been.
did you do we drop the bomb on everybody? I mean, there's everybody that's here right now since they're
Yeah,
here.
Josh just asked me to drop the bomb, and we have a few huge, not huge, but I don't want to oversell this. We have a few pretty big things coming up. I don't know if he's going to pop himself back in before I do this, but one of them is um, the past month or so. Me and Josh have been working pretty vigorously and pretty constantly with a Mexican legend who spent a lot of time on TV in U.S. and like to me, oh my God, it means so much.
He is a Mexican legend.
Absolutely.
He's Canadian. He's of Canadian descent. A punk rock kid.
Yeah. To the
Involved
point where he
in
played bass in a major band. He played bass in a worldwide known band.
yeah. He. It's humbling to me to be at a point where people reach out to us, and it's no slouch. He's no slouch. He's no individual that we should. I mean, this guy's produced major pay-per-view shows, and
Recently.
if you guys don't know or understand the cultural love behind lucha libre wrestling in Mexico, it's like you're literally losing out if you don't understand.
Yeah, like the lucha libre is still it's wrestling is very serious down there still. It's not to the point where you're still at risk going to the ring if you're a heel. Like you're still the fans are still going to possibly come after you if you're a heel. And it's
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. You're doing a great job covering for me when I get kicked off and on here. It's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on today.
this it's you know what, technical issues weekly, man. It's been 15 years of doing this back and forth. So
And I think that's why we've become so good at it because it
and
continues to
we
happen. It's
want to
like I
say
got
who, or we want
um
to announce that there's an announcement coming.
I think there's a few people that know. Um, I think when we do this interview, which is probably going to be next Friday, it's going to be set up for next Friday. So this is going to be obviously people are downloading or listening to this right now over the week.
I think we can just do it then because we're interviewing them next Friday officially. Like we have that.
Yeah,
So next Friday you can come here 7:05 Eastern, and for I don't know. I've never seen him do it other podcasts. I've seen him do a Q&A recently, but never a podcast.
he
But you can
does
come here
he
and
does quite a
listen
few
to
but they're
um
obscure like him.
and this is going to be different. Like his mindset is so clean right now and it's not all wrestling. This is going to be a clean interview. It's going to be a fun interview. It's I'm just going to say it. You good?
Yeah, I'm cool.
All right, so guys, tune in here next Friday to find out who we're talking about. No, seriously, next Friday, 7:05 Eastern, it'll be myself, it'll be Josh, and it'll be Vampiro,
Vampiro,
WCW, uh, Lucha
Triple A,
Libre legend,
Triple A
Lucha Underground
legend,
producer and
Lucha
commentator.
Underground. 2018, 25th anniversary of um, that event, their WrestleMania, Triple Mania, he produced the show. I mean, he
Yeah.
was.
And
That's the whole basis behind his DVD, guys. And if you don't have his DVD,
oh, so
like
good.
I'm telling you, like
Nail in the coffin.
there's only a couple of other and this isn't like the entire life. It summarizes his backstory because it's a pretty shady backstory for him, and I think that was a lot of the reason why a lot of people were hesitant to do this. And he took it upon himself, I think, to take those reins and do it. Is that he's got a shady past, man. And he admits it. He did some wrongs to some wrong people, and I think he feels that on a regular basis. And without sharing too much, he's a different person, and he's really focused on the music, the video games, the stuff outside of um,
And I
Vampiro.
think, I mean, I got a feeling he's going to do like a soft announcement during the week on sort of his future. But I think the major announcement, like that really hits people, is going to be made here Friday night next week on basically his future of what he plans on his immediate future. I'll say.
Yeah, his immediate future. And here's the thing: I'm gonna put this in a nutshell, and I learned this well from Mr. August Gray, elevator speech. If you want to be successful, if you want to be successful quickly, you find people that are good at what they do. You find experts and professionals in what they do, and that's why Vampiro reached out to us, is because we've been doing this long enough to know that even when we have stupid ass technical issues, I can have a second backup camera, have another microphone, everything is set up. And the reason we started doing this live stuff is because you've got to be able to advance, you've got to be able to continue to evolve, and it's just super exciting to know like what he's announcing. Like he's got a TV show on the El Rey Network. Like he is
Yeah,
famous. He is so famous in Mexico. It is not even funny. Like if you go back and look, I'm telling you guys, if you take a picture of Adam Lambert, right? If you take a picture of Adam Lambert and then you put that up against Vampiro, same age, same time with the makeup in
yes.
AAA down there in Mexico, it will blow your fucking mind.
He was at one point.
How,
He was Vampiro Casanova,
yes,
and very much
absolutely.
lived that lifestyle.
Yeah, it was a lifestyle. And watch the DVD, guys. Like I honestly, it was one of those. I wish it was a movies anywhere share because I have three people I'd like to share that with. But
Like me.
uh, yeah, exactly. Well, you've got it already. You can go watch it because
Yeah.
it's our mutual Voodoo account. By the way, the kids I think and I have watched Scooby Doo at least fucking 100 times. At least 100 times. At least, dude. I'm telling you. And I'm surprised that before we went on here, I didn't come in here to an opened up figure. I
I was
expected,
trying. I couldn't hear him, but I was trying. The second
yeah,
I was like, "Oh, I don't have to wait. I can click." So Josh has a 3-year-old, right?
yes, yes,
And I constantly try to get him to open Josh's figures up on the wall.
yeah.
And me and him before the show, that was our sound check basically, was me and Jax. Nah, I was trying to get Jax to open them, and then I was trying to teach him. I was trying to teach him how to stick up his middle finger.
So just for everybody that listens to the show, this is a piece of inside information. So he has uh, a TBI, so a traumatic brain injury. So that's why we take that and CTE pretty serious. I have one as well. A lot of people suffer from that. A lot of people that we know, uh, and he has a hard time talking. So it's a lot of sign language, a lot of everything involved with that. So it's different, dude. It's just different. It really is.
Such a good kid, though.
I know. It's all the sign language. This is Cena's, right? So back to that. This is Cena's. That's Cena. He's already called. You
Yep.
have the video. He thinks John Cena is his father. Don't have no idea where he got that when he bought his book. He sees that. So his manual dexterity is tough. So he has a hard time doing 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's different ones, twos, and threes. So this is three in sign language is different than three and whatever. So it's all different. So when we actually flip him off, he'll give you his pointer finger, but he'll turn it around at you. So that's how he's flipping
Okay.
you back off. Yeah. So he knows that because that's he knows. So that's yeah. Cena is his real father. That's where I'm gonna believe that is. That's his real dad. I'm super excited again, dude, to see who wins this figure. That's a really cool figure, dude. It really
Oh,
is.
I was so glad. I was because I just ordered these the other day off of a website that hasn't returned my email. So, but it's on the top of the figure because it's their exclusive. So, it's the ringside collectibles exclusive figure is what it is. And I just ordered them the other day, so I knew we were giving it away this week, but we would just show you the picture if need be. But I was so glad it literally came this afternoon,
And
along with my iBar.
you got your Paul Orndorff.
Yes, I got Ondo. My figure collection right now, I think it's pretty strong. I got
Yeah.
the big Rick Rude Unleashed Fury. That's like I don't know, it's probably a 10-inch figure. It's a 10-inch statue is what it is. Then I got the Rick Rude
And we know what
Elite.
10 inches are.
I got the Paul Orndorff. I got the Scott Hall that you guys sent me, and I got the Rock. And now I'm adding Ivar and the Undertaker is Kane. I think I got a pretty strong collection.
You do. My collection. I'm excited. So I have to find. I got to find the Iconics Battle Pack from this year because I have the Iconics Battle Pack. I need to get that because I've got the two. I have Billy Kay and Peyton Royce individually in their elites, and then that. Remember that big ass fucking autographed fucking 4 foot by 5 foot picture that I got? My dad's actually framing that thing. So
Really.
I'll have my
That thing
um
was humongous.
oh dude, 16 by 20 I think is what maybe it was bigger than that. It's as
That
big
was
as
huge.
it's 3 feet tall at least, however big that is, 36 inches. So whatever they do
Yeah,
proportionally for that, when I bought it from East Coast Autograph Auctions, that was good stuff.
but that's
Anyway, that's the Vampiro thing. That's the big announcement. That's the there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming on that front. There's a lot of things that we're super excited about, and there's a lot of things that uh, it will help open up a lot of doors for him in a lot of arenas and a lot of ways.
if you guys have questions for Vampiro, um, regarding
Tommy,
life,
Tommy, send me your address because I'd like to see that in person. He
um,
said he's got a rare figure of Dude Love signed. So
nice,
yeah,
nice.
perfect.
Well, dude, love. I mean, Mick Foley does a lot up here, so I was doing a lot up here when shows. But like, if you have questions for Vampiro, hit us up at Three Irish Boys or the Irish Whip on Facebook, and we'll be glad to. We'll I don't know how much we're going to be able to do, how much we're going to get to with them, but we'll be glad to if we have time, ask as many questions as possible. So
Yeah, he's going to be, I think, super gracious for us, and super gracious to everybody that listens to our podcast and follows us here, just because of who we are. Like we're super gracious to. We try to be accommodating and gracious people, and I guess that's the cool thing is like when you step on us, we're going to step on you. And I don't mean that in a mean way. It's just we're really here to try and help people the best that we can. Like we're here to put you over. It's fun for me. It's enjoying for me. It's fun to go out and pay it forward, so to speak, where we can go out and buy some action figures that you're like, oh my god, that's awesome, and then you're like, holy shit, that's not that much. I can buy a couple of those, and that's why I got like when I got to Walmart and I saw those takers, the 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 dad in me was like, oh man, it's gonna be really cool if some kid finds that on the bottom shelf, and I'm like, how the fuck are they putting these on the bottom shelf for these little idiots to grab? I'm gonna take those. I'm gonna give them to somebody that's gonna appreciate them. So I bought all four of them. I was that guy.
that's. I was out with me and Big Joe went figure hunting a couple weeks ago, and for those who don't know, I'm sort of tall, Josh, you're actually tall too, though. So,
Oh, I'm all compared.
um,
I'm 6'3". I'm almost. I'm 6'3". You're like
yeah,
7'8".
I'm in that 6'7", 6'8" range. So, me and Joe were walking, and like the shelves were bare. I actually sent Josh a picture, like there was nothing on them. But I look up in the overhead, and it said WWE toys. So I'm reaching up in the overhead and pulling boxes out and looking at them, but it was all just rings.
Are you
I think
serious?
Joe thought we were gonna get kicked out of Walmart. I think because I was
Oh
literally just
no.
pulling shit out of the overhead.
Oh no. Timber and I were in there, and she's like, "Hey, there's boxes up there," and I was like, "Oh, awesome!" So dude, I literally grabbed them. I was like, "I'm gonna sort through there." I mean, it's merchandise, right? It's for sale,
Yeah,
just because they're technically not. They're still on the shelf, or they're just not on the shelf,
right.
right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
if
shit's
you
eye
can,
level for
if
me.
you get, well, and that's the thing too, is like when people start freaking out about toilet paper, like I'm gonna just go in and look in the top shelf where people can't reach, and I'm just gonna, while they're scrambling, I'm just gonna grab the stuff from the top shelf and get what I need.
Oh, when stuff's running low, I'm gonna move it to the top shelf so no one else can get it.
That it, yeah, rat hole, you rat hole that stuff, right?
Yes.
So
But oh man,
we got
I
about 20
feel like
minutes. Should we spin the wheel? At what point do we spin the wheel? I mean, we should
I
come
mean
up with
we
a
gotta spin.
standard from this at some point.
What's that?
We should come up with a standard for this at some point,
No,
like a
because if
certain
we have a
point in time.
standard, then like people are just tuning in at that time. And no offense, guys, we like having you guys here the whole time. I like guys like RJ and Tommy and Bobby D and Laurie that are here the whole time. Why don't we do it? Ready?
Is Bobby D really gonna get that picture of the Irish Whip logo? Like, is he serious? I think these days he's gonna get a tattoo that on his body. Oh my God! You got the video. You got the audio, right?
Yes.
You got
I'm just gonna
well,
check it real quick, and because I know Mad Dog retweeted it today.
Tommy. We need to know. We I need to get a whole. Um, Lori is gonna allow him to get this tattoo. Is that correct? Do we need to ask that? Is there permission that needs to happen before this occurs? I feel
I'm
personally
shuffling
responsible.
this. You guys
Oh
see me
yeah.
shuffling this a
Well, you
bunch.
need to shuffle that a bunch. You need to shuffle that until you can't shuffle that no more. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited he's gonna win this.
Could you imagine if someone got an Irish whip tattoo that wasn't one of us?
Yeah, I got a DX tattoo that wasn't one of DX.
You do. That's a pretty. I I love how the colors on that stayed too. Like that's a you gotta you. They did some good color work on that.
That's a that's a solid tap, man. That's a good. How long have I first? Well, it's been a while, almost a decade, and they hold strong. What number
How
are we
long
gonna
do I
choose
go? I get
tonight?
it set for 45 seconds right now. You think that's long enough?
Um, Bobby D says no tattoos on my body. Sorry. Damn it.
Or do I
Well, I
go a
think.
full minute?
Sorry, Lori. Lori says no. Oh, she's laughing. I don't know, dude. Let's do uh 32.
Winners?
Let's do 32.
32. You think that's enough?
Let's do 32 seconds because we've done middles. No, let's do 44. Let's do Brian Bosworth's college number from Oklahoma.
It's also
Which was
Danny Ainge.
which no. God, why would you say that?
I love Danny Ainge.
I'm a Hawks fan. That's why we can't have this conversation.
Remember Ainge?
That's why we do five after the hour, remember?
Ainge got drafted to the Celtics from the Toronto Blue Jays, so
Mm, that's true. That is very true.
that was a red R back then. Hey, let's go find a basketball player.
What's up,
However,
Tina?
let's go watch a baseball game. All
Okay,
right.
so we've probably randomized this thing over 100 times at
Yeah,
least.
I've been hitting this for a minute or two now. Are
Yeah.
we ready to spin?
I hold on. I need to get my screen bigger. I need to be able to see this when this goes down because I've got to see these names. Okay, absolutely. If we don't throw comments up here, that's because I got to be able to see this thing. Ancient Rome that I'm using for my fucking
Just so you
tablet.
guys get an idea of how many are on here.
Oh my God, that's a lot. God,
Right.
that's a lot of people. Thank everybody. That's awesome right there. I can't
I
wait to thank everybody
I
here.
showed this to Temba last night, and she was like, "Holy shit!" Like, 'cause afterwards, after we did the interview with
This is what's
Francis Wright and the
fun.
anniversary.
This is, oh my God, dude. This is
Johnny
insane.
Gargano. This is not Johnny Gargano's board. This is Ron's board.
Oh my God. Oh, who is that?
That guy's Daddy of Work. No, Ricky Ricketts. Is that Nick Haddix again?
No way, is it? Gotta hope that's Nick.
Yep. Oh man, that is so.
Dude,
He's
his
gonna be
kids his kids are gonna freak out. Dude, his
nuts,
kids are gonna freak. That's what are the odds of him winning twice?
right?
Like
And
for
there's
real. Timber's out there laughing right now. I can literally hear her outside the studio laughing right now because Nick won for the second time. Like you
and
guys saw
guys,
how much we randomized that. Like we just can't make this shit up. We could not
you
make this
win.
shit up.
There is no. We haven't said, hey, you can only win so many times. So you retweet us every week. We're gonna put you on every.
That is lesson number 1008 for me as far as this goes because what are the odds that he would win two figures in the short amount of time that we've been doing this? Well, it was he got the man figure. He got
Yeah, and he tried to send. No, he got. I forget which one he got, but he
I
tried to
thought it
send
was
it back. Remember?
oh, it was the Rock. It was the Rock action
He
figure.
wanted to send it back
That's right.
because he
He got
said
the
his he had said somebody had already blessed his son with a figure, and well, we
yeah.
said,
Well,
well,
guess
so
what?
did we now.
Well, we could continue to pay it forward to you, Mr. Nick Haddix, and your boys. That's awesome, man. I'm sorry for everybody else that lost. I wish you had a figure to give everybody else, but that's what's fun. It's just a free game of chance, man. It's a free game of chance. We get to hang out with people, ask questions. Um, thanks, Joe Salenza, for hanging out, man. Appreciate it. As always,
On
Lori.
YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube, man. Tina. Haha. Look at that. My mom told me to come in Lori Prescott Denmore.
I love the DeMore family. What's up, Tina?
Good
Bobby
people.
does that with the shows too. If his kids are around, he brings his kids who are adults to the shows, and they all help out.
I,
it's really nice.
dude, it's that time of season. We're almost to Thanksgiving. It's a tough time. It really is a tough
Yeah,
time right now. So this is one of those. That's why I bought the takers, man. It's like I can do one of these things for Christmas. How cool would
and
that be if somebody
you know
puts their
what's
name
really
on
cool
there?
is we have a couple of shows in the can right now,
Hmm.
interviews like good ones.
Yep.
So like I don't know if we're gonna take any time off this holiday season because we can
Uh,
always put up.
we're as scheduled for Free Fig Friday on Christmas Day, so you can suck that one and put that one in your sock.
Yeah, that'll get changed. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll come on because
It's
I don't do a whole lot Christmas night.
me neither, dude.
Maybe
Nobody
I'll come
does.
on and spin the wheel.
It'll be fun because it'll be that time where that week before we'll have all these entries that we're already getting with these tweets that I send out once a week for that taker one. So if you guys are following us, like you literally got to follow for that taker one because I'm keeping track of those people. And like when we do this tweet the week before Christmas, for that Undertaker 30 fig, it's gonna be fun. I
Yeah,
I thought I thought about because one of your friends is there's a Undertaker signing that's gonna happen over there on the East Coast. He's only doing one, maybe two, and you can actually send your merchandise in, and for $199, the Undertaker will sign that for you, personalize it.
a lot of money for an autograph though.
That's what I said. So I said, no, thank you.
You know when I would do that? I would do that, and I would pay. I would pay say 300, but it would have to be him and Kane both signing it.
Yeah, yeah. It's just to me that's a lot of. I know there's a lot of back end in that comes to travel, time, all that. So I can understand people making their money, but boy, that's a good chunk of change for an autograph. I mean, I'm not trying to
because it's
disrespect
so
Taker and all,
rare.
but
But here's the thing: is like from January through March, you can go to a WWE show and get it signed outside by him
yeah,
because
yeah.
come Royal Rumble, he's gonna look up at the sign.
Dude, do you think so?
No, I don't know because they're doing a farewell to him right now. So
Can we do some crazy predictions for Royal Rumble this year? Right now, what's your craziest Royal Rumble prediction? This is all
it's not
unscripted.
so crazy.
We got 10 minutes, so the next two we have two that are unscripted, and I want to know what yours are.
I
So the
think
first one is what is your I want to know what your Royal Rumble prediction is for this year because we're pretty. When we came back, our first show was we predicted Ronda Rousey to come back to the Royal Rumble, and
so. I don't think
lo and
he's main
behold,
roster at this point, but I think he's one of the spots on the Royal Rumble. I think it's August Gray.
okay,
Um, it won't
that's a
be
bold.
his. I don't want to say his pay per view debut because he was actually a hot dog at one point on a pay per view.
RJ saying Undertaker will win the Rumble. God, I hope not.
But
Um,
Cena,
I
where's
my
Cena been? Cena injured. Cena returns at the Rumble.
good one, good one. What about Rousey again?
There's talk. So
We
very
should call.
very possible.
That's mine, and I also feel like we're gonna get Flair at the same time, and we can. Oh, I know, and people that are like not like are listening to this and not watching. I'm a Flair mark. I love fucking Charlotte Flair. I love everything about her. I love
You're talking
her.
okay. You're not talking Rick.
No, no, man. I get Ric Flair. I love again Ric Flair, huge respect. But if we can bring back Charlotte Flair and Rousey at the same time, but have four horsewomen versus four horsewomen when they both come back at the same time and running two teams, dude, tell me, tell me you wouldn't love that.
Charlotte and Charlotte and Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley and Ronda.
Dude, Nia Jax keeps killing people. I don't know what I can't remember where I read it, but she hurt somebody again. She literally hurt somebody again. I can't remember who it was main roster. I'm sure somebody in the chat will let us know, but I don't know. Dude, Bobby, if you're right, if Cena and Undertaker and Cena wins, if that happens, we can't have this. It just can't happen.
You'll love that 'cause you love your Cena.
I do, but have you seen? He looks old.
I wonder if Bobby D, have you ever met Cena? You must have done a couple of shows with Senior, right? Cena Senior.
Ooh, look at this, JP. About a Tessa appearance.
Oh,
RJ says, "How about a Tessa appearance?" God, that'd
you
be
know
sweet,
what?
wouldn't it? Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose is over there hanging out with Dana Brooke.
I could see Tessa.
Do you think they're gonna do? Is it? I mean, Austin Theory's out there, Velveteen Dream's out there. Um, you're gonna get a little bit of flack, I think. If I think you're gonna get more if you're the WWE, but I really think that AEW needs her. I think they need her more than they realize, and I think they must have her in that division. I'm when I compare, if you take roster for roster, just on paper, there is a solid 10 on the WWE. There's probably a solid 4 in AEW.
Yeah.
Am I wrong when I say that?
The problem, so
Yes, Bobby did have picks of me and Cena. I was gonna send them to you.
um, such a good dude. Cena Senior, such a good dude. But there's the problem with and it's not a problem. But we talked about it last week. AEW, it's a lot of Japanese women wrestling.
Yeah, but you have
Um,
Rose, and I mean Britt Baker's good, but I mean
Yeah,
after that, come on, give me some more. Swole, but she's needs improvement, and I'm not. I'm. If you're a fan of the product, you're gonna see the Shotzi Blackheart. I think she's pushed. I mean, you see a little bit of the immaturity. You see, some missed spots. I think a couple of weeks ago. So you're seeing more and more of that on television, and I think it's frustrating for me as a longtime fan because it's something that I never used to see, and I'm not accustomed to see. I'm accustomed to seeing it on IWTV. I'm not accustomed to seeing it on TV, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
you're a pro wrestler or a sports entertainment.
You're
Like
supposed to be the best of the best.
that's where I'm at with it. So if you're gonna compare WWE and AEW women's rosters, I really like uh, Tessa could blow if they want to win that war. That's the person that's gonna help you win that war. But she's a Mexican. I don't know how that works, man. I really don't know. I don't. What's up,
That's
guys? Talkamania boys. Nice to see you
what's
guys.
going on.
Another successful episode of Trivomania, which JP has been on previously, and sneak
He
by the
needs to get
skin of
on
his.
there.
I can't. I told you why, dude.
Told
I
you.
was I pick sides. I can't. If there's any, well, I guess I could. If there's something themed, I can do it. But you start throwing WCW in there. I was a
I mean,
WWE
I
guy. I
know,
chose sides. I was a Raw. I was an Attitude Boy. Choose it.
I know, not everyone can be as good as me at trivia. Mania. I lost both times I was on.
Oh no.
I did beat Jay though. I beat J Bomb from Trivia Man from Talkmania.
But you also got beat.
Yeah, I got beat by
So you
Rucka, and
just
then
you can't just say you beat one dude.
I beat the whole. I beat the kid whose show it was. Like I mopped. I beat him on his own show.
If we had trivia shows on here, we would get our ass kicked every fucking week. You know I'm right, right?
Yes.
You're talking shit while we're trying to do a show on social media right now, aren't you?
No, I'm actually messaging uh Nick Haddock.
Oh, that he won the figure? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, I put out a tweet earlier today, and JP, I want to have this conversation, and I will probably. I mean, we've got enough time here. I think. People always ask about their Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling, and it's such a difficult. Like I always tell everybody, mine changes because I'm such a fan of so many. But what if you were to do a Mount Rushmore of like 2000 and beyond? Like if you cut out like Hogan's, Flair's, Warriors, Stings, Macho Man, all of that. What if you cut
Stone
that out?
Cold,
Okay,
The Rock,
right on.
um, Undertaker, um, let's see, I need two more.
What's up, Mike?
2000s and beyond,
Chaos Theory.
AJ Styles, and see, you know what's tough about that era, and I'll explain it when I come up with this last one. Um, let's see, I want to go. You know what? Guerrero, Eddie Guerrero,
Wow,
Viva La
that's a
Raza, by the way, 30. What was it? His anniversary just passed. So
so Cena doesn't make your list anywhere on that
who?
one. It's John Cena.
No,
Oh, what?
no.
The
Do you
biggest
think so? You
one.
think technically he lives up to any of those guys I named?
How many Make a Wishes have those guys done combined compared to John Cena?
Do you think you think in the ring, John Cena can hold with any one of those guys?
No, I think John
All right,
Cena.
so if we were doing
I
a Make a Wish, if we were gonna do a
Yes,
Make a Wish, fucking Mount Rushmore, sure.
you know I'm gonna put that over every time we say that. No, I'm gonna say that because
He
I love
made
the dude.
Cena made a lot of money. He sold a lot of merchandise.
Um,
Um,
my, mine AJ Styles is I'm a mark. I'm a huge mark for AJ Styles. AJ Styles is I, to death all day long. um, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. The fourth one was hard, dude. Like it continues to be one of those things that I'm like, dude, I don't know. It's hard for me to pick it. But when
You
I
have
think
no
about it,
idea, or are you having trouble choosing between a few?
I know exactly who it is. I knew who my fourth one was. But when you do that, it's like, oh yeah, I'm your biggest fan since 2000. Like AJ Styles, I love everything that he does. I'm just a mark for him. I fucking laugh every time he's on TV, right? Brock and Stone Cold, just that whole, just all, those guys, the way that they ran the business, right? But then when you get to number four, I mean, when you think about the amount of people that have not just came into the business, but been their own individuals. Like, is Taker on that list, 2000s and beyond,
Yeah,
right?
I
You're
think
talking
so.
98. So, like, do you throw Taker on there? There's Mick Foley. There's so many people. Heartbreak
I
Kid,
put Taker on
Triple
mine because
H.
he was still great in the 2000s.
Yeah.
The
I
problem with
mean,
that era on picking the best is they were all the best because there was no more jobbers.
I kind of wanted that. I guess that's the point I want to make is that when we talk about the Mount Rushmores, that's the separation for me because love Barry Horowitz. I knew that there was going to be a great match when somebody like Barry was on. That's the difference is when they stopped having a Barry Horowitz on or a performance enhancement talent, whatever you want to call that, and they went to heel and face. That's two different conversations for me, right?
That's
My fourth is Trips. That's my fourth. It's Trips.
really.
Triple H. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
It
a
was.
sucker for that one.
Why?
I can
Think
see where
about
he belongs. He belongs on that list, though. There's no argument there. I didn't have him on mine, but he belongs on that
think
list.
about who was just one of the best heels when you look at Austin or Foley or Orton or anybody when you and those were the names that I went through and I was
But do
like,
you think
okay,
Triple H? Do you think Triple H makes that list if he never teamed up with Shawn Michaels? If
yes.
DX was never a thing?
If the click was never
Okay.
a thing, I don't. If the click was never a thing, I don't think that Triple H gets to the level that he is. If DX
If the
was
click
still a
was never a
thing,
thing, so many guys like uh, Sean Waltman, 1, 2, 3 Kid, Lightning Kid, whatever, he was never a thing. If the click never
so
happened,
I just want to explain my justification for number four is because when I look at the other talent, right? I looked at
yeah,
who's the one person, right? Who's the one person they all really have in common when it comes to really good matches. And the common name that kept coming up was Triple H. It wasn't anything other than math and numbers and head to head times magnitude of matches. Like I thought about this, dude. It was literally that's what happens when you become like a stay at home dad and you get to figure out questions like this is the basis behind why I make that decision is because I'm like, okay, I got it, dude. It just I'm a mark all day long,
some
right?
people,
Stone Cold, The Rock, and then I'm like four. I'm like, well, and
some
I
people
had
try
a
to cure
list.
cancer. Some people try to like serve the world. And Josh is at home trying to figure out who his favorite wrestlers are from 2000 beyond.
I'm such an asshole apart, man. But we're good. We're good. I threw it out there, man. I wanted to know what I can't do a Mount Rushmore of my entire catalog of
Mhm.
professional wrestling that I have in my head because I've
Right.
consumed so much of it. And I feel bad because like we're talking about Trivomania is the WCW. I consumed a little bit of it, but when you're talking about WCW versus WWE, oh, I remember Monday Night Wars. But guess what? You don't remember is that pay-per-view wars because it cost fucking $50, and you were throwing out $100 every pay-per-view that, and then you throw in TNA and ECW, and you're looking at almost investing $200 for a pay-per-view every month at the height of pro wrestling when that was going on. If my first wife didn't work for fucking a cable
I had a
company, I'd have been screwed.
I had a black box.
Of course you
I
did.
grew up in a house with a black box,
I lived in Montana, so
so
I
I
had to
had
trade
every.
tapes. PW Torrents is what I
So
had
I
later
had
on in
every
life.
channel, every pay per view. That was how I
Yeah.
grew up. So people came over my house for the pay per views.
JP, it's been another Free Fig Friday. How do you feel, man?
I'm psyched, man. I had a blast. This was one of the more fun ones, I think, and like being
No,
able
I'm
to
I'm
poke people in on what's going on for next week already and stuff like that is really cool.
yeah. Appreciate everybody listening, hanging out with us. As always, please follow us at follow us. Hear that? Man, it is warm in the studio right now, and I have a sweatshirt on, and I can't tell you how much I want to get out of here right now. Please follow us at the number three Irish Boys with a Z on Twitter. You can find us anywhere podcasts are available.
You can find
Please
us
like.
anywhere podcasts available, and on top of that, you can get us on WrestlingNewsSource.com and FullPressCoverage.com.
Yeah, go download the Full Press app, guys. Just go in the Play Store. It's also, I believe,
We'll
available
be
on iTunes. Just get the app. We're on there. Chaos Theory, Crossbody of Work, Talkamania,
They do it
Ringside
like a
Rant, Boot
radio
to the Face.
station too. So like you can tune in on Saturdays and it's all wrestling shows, including us. Like this show will be on there tomorrow.
Yeah, all your wrestling shows,
It,
and this is
it
all.
might get titled wrong, but it'll be on there.
It's part of. Here's a fun part for me, man. Is watching Jay, watching Dez, watching Rucker, watching these guys. Like I can see the stuff going on social media, and I know what they're doing behind the scenes and how much work it takes. And I'm like, dude, I appreciate the drive and the dig, man. It's hard. It's not easy to do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We've been there and we're there still.
Do we,
It's still not. We me and Josh
do
talk
we know?
every day, usually except for show days. On show days we talk a little less because we know we're going to be talking on the show.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
about a half hour before, one will text the other and say, "You good to go?" Yep, cool. And that's it. We don't discuss the show at all.
It's it's like it just happens. It's the magical fairy dust. It's the magical fairy Irish dust. People call it whiskey,
It's,
potato, rye, 80 proof, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
yes, I'll talk you in there.
Yeah, hey, I probably will too. I'm gonna go listen and watch Jay and Chris go at it. But again, just blessed, honored, fortunate, humbled, and everything that we're doing right now, and the people that we're doing it with, and the people that we get to see grow and compete with at the same time, because we're all competing to be the best. We're all grinding. We're all making each other the best. And the cool thing is when you're part of um, a conglomerate like Full Press, when it comes to stuff like pro wrestling or other sports, it's cool to say that yeah, my podcast is on an app, man, and it's right here. Let
Yes.
me show you. So. Um, Ian and Des, Jay, and Marty. We always forget to throw Marty out there, but the sensible one of the two. It's always
Huh?
nice to have
Who,
Marty out
Marty?
there.
I love Marty. Marty is a good dude.
Anyway, hey guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading. Please like, rate, subscribe. And I guess we'll see you next Friday, right?
Yes. See you next
Friday.